Okay, guys, so last time we stopped on the topic that we have different types of kingdoms, correct? We have different types of kingdoms, and we have to study that one. If you remember from the last class, I told you that cell is made up of a lot of tiny structures, and we have some special fancy name for it, which is called as organelles. Okay, it is called as organelles. So over here, these are inside the cell. There are a lot of tiny structures, organelles, and exactly we have learned about one of the structure that was DNA, correct? And other one was nucleus, as I told you. But remember, we have a lot of them, okay? In unit number 2, we have to study about them. But let's suppose here, okay? Let's suppose that Miss Binte have opened a pizza shop in her area, okay? And along with his banana brands, she have opened a Miss Binte pizza shop, okay? And you know that pizzas have a lot of varieties: apple pizza, cheese pizza, and chicken pizza. And 3 of the pizzas have different ingredients, isn't it? Like suppose apple pizza will have apple, okay? It will not have chicken inside it, isn't it? Chicken pizza will have chicken, it doesn't have apple inside it. And cheese pizza have a lot of cheese, okay? So all of these 3 are pizzas, but still they have something missing inside them, or something is present inside them. So that's why in the same way, the same example we can apply on cell. What happened inside a cell? Okay, remember, okay, before I go to this one, let me tell you that last time we talked about the cells are of 2 types. How many types? 2 types. Okay, now so cells over here, they are of 2 types. Okay, the first one are called as prokaryotic cell. Okay, and the other ones are called as eukaryotic cells. Okay, eukaryotic cells. Okay, now prokaryotic, as you know, they have a structure called as nucleus inside it, and eukaryotic they don't have, excellent, thanks for the correction, they don't have nucleus. Eukaryotic have nucleus. Okay, they have nucleus inside it. Okay, so over here, but the thing which I want to tell you and how this thing is related to my pizza example, this is the thing that eukaryotic cells could come in different shapes and sizes, the way pizza come in small, medium, large, extra large. Okay, so in different sizes it could come, and secondly, it could have different organelles inside it. Okay, for example, if I tell you, you all believe that animals and plant cell are eukaryotic cell, but there are differences. Okay, so let's suppose this is plant, this is animal cell. Don't worry, again I'm saying that we're going to study this thing in details in unit 2. Okay, so plant cell, it is of like this, a square shape, and animal cell is a circular shape. Plant cell have a special protective layer around it called a cell wall, while animal cell doesn't have it. Okay, in the same way, and animal cell have a special structure inside it called a centriole. Plant doesn't have it. Okay, in the same way, plant have a green color pigment inside it. Well, this is red, but let's imagine it's green, called as chlorophyll. But animal doesn't have it. So these are some tiny structures which are present inside some of eukaryotic cells, and in others they are not present. So this thing is clear. I want to see thumbs up if this thing is clear. Okay. Now, on the basis of this thing, we will now go and study different types of kingdoms. And as you know, that our first kingdom is Kingdom Animalia. Okay, Kingdom Animalia. So we're going to study that one. Okay, so guys, did you all show thumb up for that? Okay, excellent. Yes. So we have to learn about 5 kingdoms now. Okay, so the first kingdom, as you know, it is Kingdom Animalia. Okay, animals. Remember, as I told you that all the living organisms will have cells for sure, but the structures present inside them will be different. Okay, so the first category which we will be making a difference between them, it will be their cell. Okay, first of all, in Kingdom Animalia, all the organisms involved in Kingdom Animalia, their cells are multicellular. Okay, they are made up of multicellular. They are multicellular. Okay, yes, they are made up of many cells. Excellent job, excellent. I could see the responses in the chat, which is impressive. Okay, so they are multicellular. The second one is that their cell is eukaryotic. So this means they have nucleus inside them. Okay, Yes, exactly. Excellent. So they have nucleus. But the thing is, if they have nucleus, they have some structures which are not present in their cell. Okay? Yes, exactly. They could be present in others, but over here, for example, they don't have cell wall. Okay? These things will be more clear if when we do unit number 2. But remember that they don't have some tiny structure, so cell wall is not present in animal cell. Okay? So this is the thing. So this is the first major characteristic of kingdom Animalia, that they are multicellular, they're eukaryotic, and they don't have cell walls, or they don't have a green color pigment, okay, chlorophyll, which is present inside a special structure called as chloroplast. Don't worry, cell wall, chlorophyll, chloroplast, all these fancy terms you're gonna study soon. Okay, now thing is, then how do they get energy? The creatures living in kingdom Animalia, what is their feeding pattern? Okay, the thing is that they feed on other organic substances, they feed on other organisms. Okay, so I have to write organic, just give me a minute. Okay, yes, they feed on other organisms. Okay, so they feed on other organic substances. What does organic means? Organic means, exactly, you could say they are naturally. Excellent, a lot of responses. Yes, exactly, as organic food. Okay, so organic means natural substances, they'll feed on other organisms. Okay, exactly, so these are some characteristic features of kingdom Animalia. Now remember the story which I told you, that there were some aquatic animal. Okay, it looked like people for a long time believe that it's a plant. Why? Because that animal doesn't move. Okay, it was fixed at one place, and the name of that animal was sea anemones. Okay, it's a fish. Remember, it's a fish. If you type on Google, you could see, but in my last class I already told you what are sea anemones. Okay, exactly, they are fixed. Let me show you for the students who just join in, because some of you are showing me like the emojis we don't know. Let me show you the sea anemones. Okay, just give me a second. Here, can you see these ones? Okay, these are sea anemones. This one over here, this is a sea anemone. For a long time people thought that it's a plant because it doesn't move. Okay, and it stay on one place, so people thought that it belonged to kingdom plantae. Okay, they don't think it's an animal, but when they see the anatomy, when they see deep inside, when they saw its cell, okay, at the cellular level, when they saw inside it, they saw that the inside of it is made up of animal. It looked like animal. Okay, not made up of it looked like animals, other animal cell. It was multicellular, it was eukaryotic, it doesn't have cell wall, chlorophyll, and it feed on other organic substances. So this is the case, that sometimes the morphology doesn't tell you, the outer structure doesn't tell you, but the inner structure tells us that the thing belongs to kingdom Animalia. And that was the first thing which we learned in our classes. If you see, so that exactly, can you see the relationship? Oh, what happening? Exactly. Okay. So here's the case. Is it clear, everyone? Please show me thumbs up if this thing is clear. Exactly, the thing you have to remember in kingdom Animalia, what are the characteristics and how do they feed? Okay, and if someone asks you that how we can recognize the organisms in kingdom Animalia, so we just don't have to rely on morphology, we also have to see the anatomy of it, or we have to see the cell structure. Is it clear to everyone? Excellent, let's move on. Hey guys, so our next kingdom is kingdom Plantae. Okay, I was going to say Animalia. Kingdom Plantae. Okay, as you know, the word Plantae or kingdom plants, it again, we have to talk about their cell and their feeding pattern first. So their cell, first of all, their cells are multicellular. They are multicellular. Okay, they are multicellular creatures. Okay. Secondly, they are eukaryotic. So this means they have nucleus inside them. They are eukaryotic. Okay. Thirdly, they also the same way as animals, they also have some tiny structures present inside them, which are not present in other cells. For example, they have cell wall. Okay, they have a special green color pigment called chlorophyll. Okay, so they have these type of qualities which animals have, but in the same way they might have some structures which other cells have but they don't have. Okay, so these are the things. So they're multicellular, eukaryotic, cell wall. You all know, how do plants feed? Exactly, I could see a lot of answers. Okay, yes, you guess it. Photosynthesis. They make their own food through sunlight and gases, and we have a complete chapter on this. Don't worry, the torture is coming. Okay, now, so all of these qualities you could see here, but what does that mean? They may have roots, stem, and leaves. Have you seen any plant which doesn't have stem, roots, and leaves? Let's see if it is yes. are not. Okay, guys, remember that plants are of two types. Okay, one of them are called as flowering plants, and the other one is called as non-flowering plants. Okay, now the flowering plants are those plants which have a regular structure. What do I mean by regular structure? The one you were telling me. We just had a poll, and where you all told me that plants have stem, roots, leaves, correct, branches, flowers, all of these things, correct? So these, if they have all of these things, these are flowering plants. What are non-flowering plants? Non-flowering plants, they don't have flowers. Okay, sometimes they don't have stem. Okay, their branches are hidden. Okay, so these are non-flowering plants. Is it clear? But still we put them into a flowering category. Why? Because their cell, the structure of cell, is similar to flowering plants. Is it clear, guys? Exact, again, not morphology, anatomy also. Okay, now flowering plants are of two types: monocots and dicots. Have you heard about these words? Please show me thumbs up if you do so. No, I couldn't see. Okay, monocots or dicots. What are these new words? Remember, flowering plants again are of two types: monocots and dicots, or they are called as monocotyledon or dicotyledon. Okay, so it's a fancy word, but I'm going to stick with the short form: monocots or dicots. Remember, I told you that plants, what is the origin of plant? If you remember from your previous grades, exactly, seed. Inside seed, remember, there is a tiny structure, okay, inside it, and that is called as a baby leaf. Okay, I'm making it simplifiable so you could see, so you could absorb the information inside you. Okay, so there's a tiny structure inside it. It's a baby leaf. If I just have one baby leaf inside a seed, then that flowering plant will call as monocot. Okay, if I have two of them, then it is called as dicot. Okay, and let me show you how does it look. It's like this. Can you see over here? Okay, it's a seed and it have two leaves here, two baby leaves coming out. This one, okay, this one, and let me change the color and show you. And it's a red one here. Okay, so it's a green one and a red one. So this is a dicot. It's the dicot. Can you see two of them? Okay, so two baby leaves, dicot. One monocot. They are whole, like there are a lot of differences, but this is the main one I could tell you. Okay, now let's come to our book. In Kingdom Planty, we were discussing about the plants. Okay, and over here, that's why they say they may have roots, stem, or leaves. Okay, so that's why. So over here in this paragraph, they have explained you about this thing, which I just told you, that there are other types of plants also. Okay, including fern and mosses. They don't have flowers. Okay, they don't have flowers. Okay, so this means not all the plants have flowers on it. Okay, this green color pigment, all the other details you could find here. Okay, so but the main thing you have to think is that Kingdom Planty, they are multicellular, they are eukaryotic, they have cell wall, they have chlorophyll, they feed by photosynthesis. There are two types: flowering and non-flowering, and flowering have monocots and dicots. Is it clear, guys? Excellent job. Marvelous, excellent. Yes, we will have a short quiz